Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Joel Sutton. Welcome back to another video. Today I would like to talk to you about 9 types of logos, and I'm not referring to necessarily the color or the cuteness, but instead some professional classifications with which we can break down almost every logo you can think of. It's important to understand what these are when you're making your own logo, when you're trying to develop your brand identity for your company, organization, sports team, band, whatever it is that you're looking to market. Now, these 9 types of classifications are wordmark, letterform, monogram, symbol, abstract, mascot, emblem, combo, and dynamic. And I'm going to talk briefly about each one of these to help you understand what may be best for you and your situation. Now, if you're curious why it matters so much, different parts of the world value different types of logos and representation. For example, in America, we really seem to enjoy emblem and abstract logo designs, whereas in Japan, they really prefer watermarks. Conversely, China, perhaps not conversely, but China really likes mascots, with that being the most popular trend here in China, where I presently live. So let's dive right into this. Wordmark. A wordmark is pretty simple and easy to understand. It is the company's name. Coca-Cola, Uber, Nintendo, Canon, Toshiba, Subway, Kellogg, eBay, Google, take your pick. Many companies do have a graphical logo in addition to these word marks, but some do not. Many companies, especially out of Japan, use a word mark such as Nintendo, Canon, or Toshiba, but then have many subdivisions within their company or organization that have its own logo. Take Nintendo, for example, it has the Nintendo Switch. Sony has the PlayStation logo, but that doesn't represent the company. Rather, it represents a division within the company or a product that they produce. Wordmarks are very successful because it's easy to remember, especially if you read the language with which the wordmark is created in. The second one is a letter form. Letter forms take part of the company name often, but not always, and try to make some kind of a pictorial image out of it, some kind of an emblem or abstract image. For example, the N for Netflix, the M in McDonald's, which is not actually an M, though you might have easily thought it was. It's actually the original golden arches from the architectural design of the restaurant. It had 2 arches, one on each side of the restaurant. And then, of course, the F in Facebook. Now, letter forms are really successful because they're very, very easy to produce. A single letter, some good color, interesting creative design, and something simple that's memorable. The third one is a monogram or a lettermark. Now, a monogram is quite often an acronym. CNN, HP, LG, IBM, BMW. These all stand for something longer. For example, LG is Life's Good. HP is Hewlett Packard. IBM was International Business Machine, I believe. And when I grew up, I thought BMW stood for British Motor Works. It does not. At least not as far as I'm aware anymore. The fourth one is a symbol or brand or pictorial mark. Now, these get to be a bit more challenging to produce because now you're trying to represent your company or organization with a picture that most often does not include text. While text can accompany it, we'll get to that later, that's a combination. Symbols typically are text-free. They rely solely on the visual icon or image without any text. Something beneficial about them, or what makes a good one generally, is simplicity, something that's highly memorable, and something that's very recognizable. Perhaps one of the most iconic is, of course, the Nike swoosh, or the Apple symbol that is literally an apple representing Apple Inc. Number 5, abstract. Now, this is where things get challenging, but also become incredibly functional, if done well. You may not recognize the little circle here that's red, white, and blue. It's been changed, but that's Pepsi-Cola. Adidas, that the 3 bars there, I do believe, I'm not an expert on their logo, but I believe that represents a mountain. The Nike swoosh is action and motion and movement and accomplishment. Check, it is done, off my list. Congratulations. And Airbnb, that's which probably has a couple of meanings buried within that one. Number 6 is a mascot, very popular in China. The mascot is a very complicated logo to produce and one that needs to be done with extreme caution. It's difficult to reproduce and can run into a lot of problems when applied in lots of different ways, whether it's on a t-shirt or on a website or on paper. You have a lot of complex elements in these, especially if you consider something like the gecko lizard in Geico down below. Number 7 is an emblem. Now, emblems are often symbol with text combined, and generally, but not always, the text is confined within the shape of the graphic, such as traditionally the Starbucks logo says coffee around it, but not always. It has been simplified to just the siren. Yes, that's not a mermaid, but a siren. Or motorcycle, Harley Davidson motorcycles, I can read, BMW or Volkswagen. We can see here how each of the text and letters and then those are confined inside the shape. The emblems often have a traditional or official feel to them, making them common in industries like sports teams, government organizations, etc. Number 8 is a combo or a combination mark. This is where we take an emblem, a symbol, or something abstract, and we apply it with, next to, or on some kind of a word mark. So we have a word mark plus a symbol, such as Burger King, where the name of the company is front and center, sandwiched between 2 pieces of bread, creating the hamburger with which they are famous for selling, the Whopper. Adidas underneath the mountains, Coco Chanel, the inverted C's, I believe I said that right, and Mercedes-Benz. Number 9 is dynamic. Now, this is not necessarily a singular logo. What's interesting about dynamic is that dynamics can shift or evolve depending on both the location and the time and the way in which it's presented. What I mean by that is you take a company like Google, and we notice how in the name Google, they have 4 colors. They have a blue, a red, a yellow, and a green. Now, those same colors are reapplied in various ways across their product portfolio, whether it's Google Docs, Gmail, etc., even Maps. So their logo is dynamic in that its presentation and application shifts depending on where you're seeing it. Similar, FedEx within its different types of freight and shipping, Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Records, Virgin Money, etc. So what makes a good logo? A good logo is, well, really hard to make actually, but it should be simple, attractive, distinctive, timeless, scalable, professional, memorable, and relevant. If you can achieve most of these, you're probably on your path to successfully developing your organization's brand identity. Good luck and have fun designing. Bye-bye.